Okay, folks, I wanna show you something. This is my wood stove. It definitely needs new fire bricks. That's something I meant to do this summer. I kept putting it off, and then here it is, winter, and I'm burning wood all the time. So now I can't do that. I've got to remove them when the stove hasn't been burning, because those fire bricks hold the heat for a long time, right? So I guess it's going to be a warm weather project. So yeah, I've got to replace the fire bricks. And the fire bricks get damaged when you put a piece of wood in there and you shove it in too hard, or it doesn't go all the way back in and it sticks out to the front here, and you want it away from the door a little bit, so you push it in, and eventually, fire bricks don't last forever. They do get brittle and crack, but these have lasted me over 10 years, so it's time to replace them again. But right here is a clean out tray. It's just a square piece about like this, and it has a little hook here. Now that little hook lifts up, so if you use this feature, you lift that up and you scrape all the ash into that opening, and then there's a tray underneath, a slide out tray underneath the stove that you can just slide the tray out and go empty the ashes. So it's a clean out and it's an ash bucket all in one. I do not use that feature, but a few weeks ago I had some wood in the stove that just wasn't catching on. It's not getting any draft from underneath, right? So what I do is I go in and I get under the stick of wood and I lift it up and shift it around to make sure there's airflow getting under. So that will help start the fire, keep the fire going, and it forces the flames up, right? What I apparently did was, when I went to shift that wood around, apparently I got the end of this stove poker in that hole, and when I lifted the wood, I did not realize I was lifting that clean out tray hook. So when the fire got going, it was running away from me, folks. I closed the door tight, I closed the damper right down, and for some reason the stove just was roaring hot. So I have a temperature gauge on my chimney pipe here inside, and it was over 700 degrees, and there was no way I could get that. And I couldn't imagine. I thought my damper maybe wasn't working all of a sudden. So I had to stand here and monitor it until the wood literally burned down. So when it did, I was able to clean the coals and the small chunks of wood away to see what had happened. And this right here was lifted up on one corner, allowing all kinds of air to come up and fuel and flame that fire. So FYI, beware of that. That's the first time in all the years I've had this stove that I apparently did that. So just be mindful. You don't want your stove to get running away from you, folks. It's very dangerous. It could burn your house down, right?